Hey guys, it's May and no trusty sidekick today. Just me for a minute. Vinny will be here in a little bit. He is with his parents right now. No emergency, don't worry. He's just with his parents to do a little chore real quick, and then he'll be in at some point. Shannon's on the other side of the wall. She's here. I'm not alone, but I'm alone on this camera right now. So welcome in. How was your Thanksgiving? Ours was a whirlwind. We had a great time. We told you guys we were going to Chattanooga. We went, we hung out with the family from Wednesday through Saturday. Could not have enjoyed it more. We were so thankful for you guys. We hope you enjoyed the sale. The sale went long, you guys. We had the sale going for like 6 days. It was a long sale. I don't remember exactly how long, but pretty good sale. And we're getting all those orders out. And we appreciate y'all for that. And we're kind of back at it. Like we had a lot of little time off, which was much needed, much needed. And yeah, we're back. Thank you for the love on the vlog. Somebody mentioned that. Natalie mentioned that. I need to take my glasses off so I can read. You guys have been amazing about liking the vlogs. We're filming one now. I'm just going to keep one going. I don't know how often they'll come out, but as soon as I have enough, content to bring out to you, I will. We've been having a really fun time with that. Like that? Yeah, that'll work. We've even got, oh, that's cute. Someone sent me that. We've even got Vinny vlogging with me a little bit. Got him some footage on that, so that'll be fun. I got a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff happening in December and getting ready for the new year. But what I haven't gotten to do is talk to y'all about this guy. This has been here a minute. Did this go live today on the website? I think it just went live today. Yesterday? I don't remember when this went on the website. Okay, this one on the website yesterday, but I haven't got to show y'all. Bonnie says, I'm excited. I got an email from Shannon. I'm going to learn how to use my Cricut. That starts tomorrow. Let me say that real quick before we get going, because some of you won't know how this works. Cricut Boot Camp. It's the class I do about once a quarter. This is my second one that we've done pretty close because a lot of people wanted to get in on it. That class is available today. It's been available, but it's available today, and it will not be available after 10 a.m. in the morning. Once the class starts, we turn it off until the next quarter, till the next time we do it. So if you are wanting to get in on this class, if you are wanting to either attend it in live online, or if you want to watch the videos later and you don't want to wait for a quarter, because there'll at least be a quarter before I do it again, probably at least February, unless they're just massive. Please do this in January. If there is, we'll do that. But if you want to get in on this class and get these videos, you want to be sure to sign up for it today before 10 a.m. tomorrow, because it cuts off. Okay. Also, it is a 3-day class. We go over everything Design Space you possibly need to know. You will be a Design Space Pro. If you've taken the class before, let everybody know that they will be a Design Space Pro. It was so cool after we did the first class. How many people told me that they'd never used their Cricut before, and then after that class they were able to. So jump in. It's also really affordable, okay, for what you get. All right, let's talk about the Misty Light. Did you see my thumbnail? So here's the deal. I am not gonna pull any punches with you guys. This is how I do things, okay? When I first saw this come out, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know. And I watched some videos about it, and I've watched some other people say, I don't know if it's for me. But here's what I have discovered, and we're gonna touch and feel it today. Also, there is a Craftique right after this. If you want to be part of the Craftique, we need to put that link in, because I'll get started on this and forget to tell y'all. The Craftique, if you've never been there, that's our discount sale, our claim sale. We've got a box full of items, and it's going to be fun. We're doing a Craftique this afternoon and one in 2 weeks. The one in 2 weeks is massive. The one in 2 weeks is going to be a 2-part show. We're going to do a morning and an afternoon. I'll tell you more about that on Thursday night. But if you want to sign up for the Craftique that's happening right after this, Timothy says the link is in the description. So you do have to register for Craftiques. Okay. Now, I started watching some videos. Here's what I want to tell you that I think this machine is. I have not talked to Ileana about this, so I do not know if this is the thing, but I want to tell you what I think this is. Back in the day, Misty used to offer a 12 by 12 Misty, if you guys remember, and that allowed scrapbookers to be able to stamp on 12 by 12 cardstock. I don't believe they offer that anymore. We never carried it. It was a little bigger than what we did, so I never really carried it. But I feel like this is kind of the answer for that, and also the answer for stamping inside of things and on things that are weirdly shaped and stuff like that. So at first, and Tamitha will tell you, we were both like, is this for us? I don't know. At first I was kind of like, I don't think I need this because I have a MISTI, but now I'm understanding what it was made for. And I also had to watch some other people's videos and see how they're going to use it. And that really helped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it works. And I'm going to tell you the things I think it's good for. And I want to tell you the things I think are really good about it and let you make your decision. The first thing I think is really good about it is it's a very good price point. Very good. And I can say that confidently. And the reason I can say that confidently is because if you're familiar with my acrylic blocks that I love so much, the ones that are made by Fiskars, I want to say those are what, $22, $23 for a set of those. And this one's $24.99. And if you think of this as nothing but an acrylic block, this is a really good acrylic block. Okay. So I want you to kind of go along with me on this. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to challenge me to try it in different ways. If I don't today, I'm going to be doing different things with it. I have product to show y'all here. I have a mess. My life is a mess. We're good. Let me get some cardstock out and we're going to look at it because I want y'all to be able to see it. All right. Now, there's a lot of comments in the chat right now, and I'm going to address this. A lot of people saying, oh, I already have this. Oh, I already have that. Oh, I like this. I like that. This video is not comparing this guy to anything else. I want to make that clear. It tends to be the big question I get is, which do you prefer? This is not that video because this tool is not one of those tools. Okay. This tool is completely different. And I say that about everything. I don't compare my Cricut to a Silhouette because they're not the same. Okay. So this is a standalone tool that has its own function. So I don't want you to make a quick assumption that this might not be for you because some of you might be surprised when you see what it'll do. All right, so let's talk about it. First off, it has the patented hinge. This is where My Sweet Petunia's patent is. It's in this hinge system. And what I love about her hinges, I'm going to point, by the way, $24.99. I want y'all to hear this. What I love about her hinges is the quality of them. Do you see that this is a fully encased metal hinge? So you're not going to have to worry about this thing holding up for many, many years. There's no plastic creaking against itself. They're not going to dry rot because they're rubbing against each other and things like that. This is a metal hinge. Kudos. She does hinges right. She knows what she's doing with that. And that's where her patent is. The other thing about this I want to show you, okay, is that this is literally designed for two different types of stamps. It's designed for your clear stamps. Do you see how this says clear right here? And it's designed for rubber stamps. See where it says rubber right there? I think that's pretty cool. Okay. And we're going to look at both. Something I want to point out, if you're confused about that, is on this machine. I want to see if you can see this with my cardstock under it. You see how thin that is right there, how thin that lays down. Now I'm going to flip it over and I want you to compare the two. Now see how much thicker that is. You'll notice here, maybe if I can put my hand underneath, let me find something a little darker. Okay, right here, that edge, see how thick it is on this side? And how it's almost non-existent on this side? That is how now you know from the wording, but that's how you can see this guy lays flatter for your thin stamps, your clear stamps, and thicker for your rubber stamps. Now, it has feet. These are not sticky. I'm going to try something. I may try it while we're live today. I don't know. But these are not sticky. Okay. So they do not grip to your surface. Here's the thing. I want to say this to you. Okay. It does have to sit pretty flat for this guy to work. So we have to be careful what we do to edit these in any way. I just want to warn y'all of that. Okay. So it does not grip. What she did create is these guys. Now, these have a name, and I threw my packaging away, so maybe Tamitha can tell me the actual name of these. I love these. I'm going to say this, and I hope that Ileana's watching, because here's what I'm going to tell you. I would love to see these ribbons on her bar magnets in some way. I love having these to lift this guy up. These are not bar magnets. I want to show you. These are the coin magnets, I don't know, for the lack of a better term. So there's a magnet on the outside on both sides, but nothing in the middle. Okay. And they are magnets. So I want to show you. This is my glass board. Okay. I'm going to pull to let you see how that goes. Do you see that? Power mag magnet. That's what they're called. Power mag. These stick to my glass board. Okay. even with this guy, and I put him down, he sticks to my glass board. Now, I picked up, or I got from our store, 2 of these because I like the idea of having one on both sides. But I want to show you this. You need to see this before we even get started. Let me move this over. See how I'm able to move it? Okay. It does wiggle, not wiggle, but it can be moved on my glass board. All right. I want to point that out to you. So these magnets, although they're strong, they're stronger when they're not on top of this plastic on my glass board. They're not necessarily designed for that purpose. They're designed to go with her new platform. What's the name of it, Tamitha? I know I would love to have the ribbon around my taped up magnets. I would love that. I think that'd be cool. It may just get in the way or something. There may be a reason. Now I want y'all to see this same tool. Okay. But this time we're putting it on top of the board she created to work with it. And I want you to see the difference. You'll be able to tell by how these sit down. See how that pulled out of my hand? And they're super, super tight. Okay. Now this will move on my surface. Okay. But watch this. This guy, I have to really push when he's on this platform. He is much stronger on the platform he was created for. That's incredible. Okay. Now you're going to be like, can we use other magnets on it? You sure can. As a matter of fact, in My Sweet Petunia's video, she uses the regular bar magnets here. She doesn't even use these fancy ones. She uses the regular bar magnets to hold it down. You can do that. The other thing, if you have your magnets from glassboard, they also work. Okay. This is one of my large pawn magnets from glassboard. You see how hard that is to stick. I mean, it's really on there, right? Let me show you this though. I have 2 of these. I have them in different. I have like this one too. This one always scares me to squish my finger, so I have to hold it just right. I want to show you this. If you're using a glass board, okay, if you're not familiar with glass board, these are worth the investment. I need to do an entire review of just the glass board again, because they're like, if you are looking for something for Christmas, do not pass go. This is what you asked for Christmas. Okay. We'll put the link to them in there for you guys. So watch this. With my glass board magnets, it is stronger, okay, but it is still not as strong as you might want it to be. Watch this. It's still not quite as strong as I would want it to be, okay? All right, so I'll move these back to where they go. These things are so strong. They scare me. They're so strong. Okay, so we have magnets to hold them down. Now, for this one, I'm going to show you all the things that are here, so that you can know before you go shopping. You also have these little mini pawn magnets. I'm going to open this up. They already want to stick to that. I'm going to tell y'all that glass board, you don't have to ask me twice. Is that an investment you should make? 100%. That's why you see so many YouTubers using them. They're incredible, and you cannot mess them up. You don't have to replace them like we do our regular cutting mats. It is an investment, but you save so much money in the long run. All right, here's your little pawn, guys, and they stick onto this little piece. Now, let me say this. If you're traveling and you love your little glass board, this is not a bad thing for travel. Having your magnets, this is slick. This guy is, because it's just flat metal, this is straight metal right here, or this has glass before the metal. They do stick differently to this. This guy is slick. See this? The grid is not like, I can kind of feel it, but it doesn't feel like I can scratch it off in any way. There's a hole for hanging, which is huge. Thank you for that, because I love to hang things on command hooks and things like that. There's a ruler. This is an 8 by 8.5 inch grid on here, all that good stuff. Okay. So that is the new tools. That's what they are. Let's talk about what they do. This guy, in my opinion, this is my humble opinion. This guy is created so you can stamp anywhere on anything. Okay. That's pretty cool. And not only stamp anywhere on anything, because you can technically do that with an acrylic block, but multiple stamp, meaning, you know how we love to, with our MISTI, to be able to stamp, oops, it didn't do good, ink it up, do it again, ink it up, do it again, and get a really sharp, crisp image. Same thing here. That's what this is for. So I'm going to flip this guy over and turn this around to where I can see the word clear. See that? I can see the word clear. Now, I want you to think of something, okay? I think a lot of people from the reviews I've been seeing, a lot of people feel like you can only stamp what fits in this area. That's not really the idea behind this. The idea behind this guy is you can put it on top of things and stamp just about anywhere. Let me show you this. If you're a scrapbooker and you like to use these big old pages like this and maybe stamp on these pages, you can put this down. Matter of fact, let's start with a stamp. I got Shannon to grab me some that were just kind of simple word stamps. Here we go. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Here we go. This feels more scrapbooky. This stamp set is called, where's the name of it? There it is. Say it with encouragement. So maybe you were doing something you want to remember. We can put the word remember right here. And then we can do enjoy every moment. That sounds scrapbooky, doesn't it? Remember, enjoy every moment. We can get it just where we want it on the page. Okay. Then I want to show you this. These little guys right here, little palm magnets, put them down to hold your paper down. And I'm just putting it out to the edges. Do you see that? I've just put those down to hold my paper in place. So now nothing's wiggling except that stamp that I just wiggled. So if I want this to be something like this, okay, then I take my Misty Light, put the feet down, and then pick that up. And I'm on the clear side. So I pick these guys up. Now, before I do anything else, let's magnet this in place. So magnet there. And again, I'm using 2. They didn't necessarily use 2 in the video, but I think 2 makes this really sturdy. And now nothing's going anywhere. See that? So now I can lift this guy up, push my paper back down just like you would in a Misty, because when it lifts up, lean that over, ink it up. And I'm going to like not do it great on purpose. Okay. Bring this back over and press it down. Now, I would be super careful with your impressibles here. If you're going to want to, if you want to use these, be really careful not to wiggle anything out of place, because we want to stamp this twice, although nothing's moving here. Okay. Everything's sitting still. Now I'm going to lift this up, and you see how I did a really poor job. Let's make it better. So I'm going to ink it again. And then I'm going to bring it right back over, press that down, lift that up. Better, but I still have a little kind of bald spot in the middle. Do it again. Do that. Much better, much sharper, much better, right? So now what I've done, I can take these guys off. And I can take this guy away now, okay? And by using my little palm magnets to hold things down, I didn't have any issues with anything moving, and I was able to stamp on a big piece of 12 by 12 multiple times. Okay. I love that. That is huge. Okay. Also, let's say you had already put some pictures down, and maybe you wanted to stamp something around one of the pictures you put down. You can lay this anywhere on the page, because there's no parameters with this one, which I do believe is kind of what the thought was behind it. I don't know that for sure, but I feel like instead of having to have the 12 by 12 board, which, by the way, let me say this to you. The 12 by 12 board was well over $100. If y'all remember, that was a very expensive piece of equipment. This is $24.95 or $99, something like that. Like that, like you cannot say it's not affordable. Like it literally is probably one of the most affordable tools we've had come out this year. Oh, I thought you were coming to fuss at me like I'd done something wrong. Amber came in the room. Everybody froze. All right. I'm going to leave this on here like this, and then I'm going to clean these as we go. All right. I want to show you something else. Yeah. Wasn't it like $129? I mean, this guy right here, okay. I was the first, and I bet Tamitha will tell you right now, we were the first ones to go, I don't really think this is something I need in my craft room. But now that I'm seeing what the idea was, I can kind of see it. I understand this. And this may not be for you. Like a lot of people in the chat are like, I already have this, I already have that. Remember, this is not to replace something you've got necessarily. Like I can't think of anything it would replace, but it is going to fill a hole in my craft room, because I don't have a 12 by 12 Misty. I wouldn't spend the money. I just wouldn't. Yes, you can use any magnet. I was showing that earlier that I was using my glass board ones, but you can use any magnet that's strong enough to hold it down. on the My Sweet Petunia site, they even said you don't have to have 2 of these. You can pick up one, and I'll show you. I mean, you really don't have to have 2. I just like really things super, super like locked into place. Now, I'll tell you this. She pointed out that she made this area big enough to fit A2 envelopes. Okay, so if you wanted to decorate, so I would say what I think you would agree with me that for what this guy does, I think it, we were questioning it earlier, like, is it something we need? But I think seeing what it actually does and having it in their hand, I think we would feel different about it because some people are going to need it. Let me show you this. Let's say, I don't know why you would do this. No, let me do this. I don't have a journal or anything here, but here's what I do have. Let's say you had a little notebook, okay, and you wanted to stamp on it. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try it. Here's this little notebook. I'm going to sit it right over here. And let's say I wanted to stamp like Merry Christmas or something on it, okay? And this one's a little bit thick the way I've got it, but we could open it up and lay it down. I might even put a magnet on there. Hang on, let me see. Let's just see. Yep, that's going to work just fine. And maybe I want to put like Merry Christmas or something right there. Let me see what I've got sitting here next to me. Got several stamp sets. Oh, I got that really pretty Merry Christmas. Yeah, let's do this one. Let's do this one. It may be too big. I don't know. We'll make it work. Right there. Let's say we want that to go right there. Now, what I'm doing, just playing, just seeing how this will go. Okay. I have got this on the I want this on the rubber side. This is the rubber side. The reason I do is I want that extra space because the rubber side's a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to bring this guy over and let's see if I've got it lined up. Oh, I've got plenty of space. I'll bring it out a bit. All right. I'm going to put my magnets down. I have so many magnets sticking to everything. So many magnets everywhere. Woo, that one almost got me. You have to be careful with these magnets, you guys. Okay, so now I've got this guy magneted down. I'm going to pick this little stamp up. This guy's not going anywhere. I mean, could I move it? Yes, but let's don't, right? I'm going to ink this. Are y'all starting to see the vision behind this? It's not exactly what we thought it was. It's not just for stamping and card making and even just scrapbooking, but look what I'm able to do here that this wouldn't work in my MISTI. I mean, it might in my MISTI opened out large, but I don't think I'd get exactly the same result. And the other thing that she showed us in her video, in Ileana's video, is that we could stamp inside the book. And look how many times I'm able to do this over and over again and really make this bold. Stamping on fabric. You know what else this would be great for? If you're stamping with fabric ink on those tea towels and things. Really cool, right? So now when I picked this up, I was able to stamp that on an already finished dude. Isn't that cool? I think that's a good thing to have. And I did that on the thicker side. Let me show you what I mean by the thicker side. This is a stamp that somebody sent me ages ago. And yeah, the Aunt Martha items, it'd be perfect for that. Okay, so this side is the rubber stamp side. So it's rubber stamp, but clean. Let me peel this guy away. Put him over here. And this side is really made for these thicker stamps. I just use it for that thicker thing, right? And let's put down, I just want y'all to see this. So I'm not going to use a whole big piece of paper for this. I'm going to put this guy right here. And yeah, we're covered. And so even using your thicker clean stamps, nothing stamps like a rubber stamp. Listen, spinner, I'm going to tell you something. I was convinced I didn't need it. I'm telling y'all, I was convinced I didn't. And then I started thinking, wow, this will do a good bit. So there's one not great image. I didn't do so great, right? Let's do this. Do it again. Press it down. Much better the second time. So love that. The other thing I saw Simon do, I want to mention this to y'all. I don't know that I can demonstrate it today because maybe I can. Do I have let's see. Shannon, would you go grab my my big stamp wheel from the demo table? I'm pretty sure I left it up there, if you don't mind. I want to show y'all what Simon pointed out, which I think was a really good thing, but I'm kind of like him. Do this at your own risk. You'll see in a second, but I thought this was kind of cool. So that is kind of the gist of how this works. where you can stamp anywhere on anything. And what I want you to remember is, because I saw that people were really thinking that it was only what would fit right here. It's not. You can put this on top of anything. You can stamp on top of anything. Like if you wanted to stamp on top, thank you. If you wanted to stamp, okay. Let's say you took, like, you know how kids make greeting cards? They take a big full piece of cardstock like this. They don't have one of these. They don't usually use a bone folder. I have my kids using bone folders in the mountains this weekend. It was funny. Okay, so let's say you had this big old card and you wanted to stamp something up at the top. You can lay this over your project. See what I'm saying? It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, Ileana showed using it for envelope flaps because this will hold an A2 envelope and the little flap section is here. So it's easy to stamp on top of there. There's no telling what all you could do with it. I'm glad you asked, Vera Blue, because it's Vera, right? Isn't that your name? It's only $24.99, $24.95. Like, it's insanely affordable, which is so cool because nowadays people are, having to deal with really high prices of stuff. I'm looking for, I can use these. Manufacturers are even having to pay such higher prices to get us stuff in that this is a really good price. Okay, check this out. This is something that Simon showed. He used one of his large sticky mats. Okay, this is out of my stamp wheel, which is one reason I like my stamp wheel is I can use the sticky mat outside of my stamp wheel as well, not just in it. So that's another bonus. And this is the large one, which I love. It's a little dusty. Wipe that down. What he was showing, and I think this is smart, is you'll be able to use your sticky mat. I better let that dry, huh? Let's see if it sticks. And stick this to the sticky mat and use that instead of even magnets. Look, that guy ain't going nowhere. Look at that. Very smart. Very smart. And then let's take some cardstock. And let's say this was a card base. Mine is not. And I had already put it down there. And then you can just stick your piece down, whatever you want to stamp, to the sticky. And then you go over and you go over like so, right? So here's what's cool about it. You really could make this work in your own craft room. Now, something that Simon pointed out, which I agree with, is that you got to be careful lifting this off, okay? Because it sticks. Everywhere sticks because it's kind of flat. So be careful. But what you can do is if you have this on your glass board, I think you can lift the whole thing up and then get this off really easy without bending the acrylic. But again, like you said in his video, that's a hack. No representation is made as to the amount of times you'll be able to do that without cracking this. So don't do that unless you don't mind if it cracks, which we all mind. Be careful with that. But I think that's a cool thing to show. Okay. Something I wanted to do, which I might be sad about, but I'm that person that says, let me do it so you don't have to. Y'all remember that, right? Let me mess something up so you don't have to. Shannon, I need you again. Can you get me our Zig two-way pen? I honestly don't know if she's in the room. Are you in here? She's not. Hang on. I'm going to go get my Zig two-way pen. Be right back. You got to talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds. Well, I'm not that quick. For a few minutes. Not me walking away from the live show. I'm good. I got it. I'm like, Shannon, and I said, she's not in here. I got it. Sorry, my phone rang. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. This is an idea that I don't think you should do unless you don't mind doing it. And let's see what happens. Okay. This is Zig two-way glue. Zig two-way glue is a permanent and a temporary glue. Okay. I'm going to use it in a temporary way. And here's what that means. I'm going to put it on these feet. This is my no representation is made. Do not do this if you don't want to try it. If this is not for you, I want to put this on these feet.
You're sitting here in the dark.
I didn't even think about the lights. Vinny's here. Now he's turning the lights on. I don't think it was too dark, was it, guys? I don't think so. Now there's going to be all these glares. No, now it's beautiful on screen. I should have turned lights on. So I'm going to put this on here on these little rubber feet. And
For me to get in?
No, I sent you the link. And I'm going to let this air dry. If you let Zig two-way glue air dry, it becomes a repositionable glue. So remember, people are coming. I already have my stamp position and all that. This is not that tool. I want you to watch this. If you're just getting here, this is not your stamp positioner. Okay, based on what I have told you, if you came in here today with a preconceived notion, I want you to tell me, have you seen what this tool really is? Okay, it is not your stamp positioner. It does completely different things, which is cool. I'm gonna let that air dry as much as I can without, I don't know how well this is gonna work. What I was thinking is, with the Zig 2-way, it gives us a little bit of a grip. Not enough to, you still have to hold it down. But what I was thinking is it wouldn't like slippity slip and slide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to see if that'll happen, but this has to air dry for a second. Let me fan it. Vinny's coming into screen. Let's get him in here and he can say hello. Y'all can speak to him while we're air drying.
What's up, everybody? Happy week after Thanksgiving.
Oh, that would have been wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Huh. Still sticky. It may not dry on this foam. It's getting there. I can feel it. It's getting there. But the idea behind it was to put a little bit of sticky on these little feet without adding thickness. Because what I really thought about was, wouldn't it be cool if we just put like some shelf liner?
Yeah.
But that would lift it off the surface. Maybe too much, maybe not, depending on your shelf liner. We all have on green today. Vinny's got on green. Shannon does not today, which is a weird thing.
I does
Which
not.
is very weird.
No, well, I mean, I have a green shade on, a color. It's green, but I'm not green.
I think this may have acted like a sponge. Yeah, it didn't do what I wanted. Might have to do a couple of layers of it to make it work. I'll let y'all know. I'll try it. The reason what I think happened is this acted like a sponge, and that was kind of like my primer layer, and I need to do another and another until I build it up. And I don't mind doing that because it ain't hurting nothing. It ain't hurting nothing. So Zig 2-way, you got to make sure it's the 2-way, and it says 2-way glue. When you put it on something, let me show you. Where's that little? When you put it on something like this, let's say we wanted to glue this guy shut, okay? You would put your glue down, your 2-way, then you close this down, and this will give you a permanent adhesive. It will close permanently, okay? Just like regular glue. But if you wanted something to remain sticky, if you put it down like that on whatever you're using and you let it air dry, it is tacky. It remains tacky. I use it for my cutting mats. Whenever I want to re-stick them, I use this for my cutting mats. And I love this one because it has that large nib and it makes it easy to color on. This is still a newer cutting mat. I haven't had to do that yet, but that's what I like to use them for. And we can let that dry. But I do think that this might need multiple coats just because it's soaking in. And again, this is not recommended. This is me trying something. But I can let y'all know how this goes because this is never going to dry before we head out of here today. I don't think.
It might be by the end of the Craftique.
It might be by the end of Craftique, and we could point it out to you. That's true. So I'm going to let that dry again. And all I was thinking is with this is it would just give me a little bit of a tacky foot. You know what I'm saying? Might even have been cool. Like I'm not a product developer, so this is why we don't. But wouldn't it have been neat if that was like photopolymer because, you know, it sticks.
Yeah.
So we might could take that out and put some photopolymer in there. I don't know. Just a thought. Let me wipe this off of my surface.
Timothy did say that we have a limited supply of this particular item.
Just right now. We didn't bring in a bazillion of them.
If they want it, they need to be ordering it. And then we'll order more if we need them.
I think people are concerned about the extra accessories. I want to make sure I tell you this. If you already have magnets, you don't have to have this. If you already have a Misty with a bar magnet, can you grab me a bar magnet so I can show them that? If you already have a bar magnet, you don't have to have these magnets.
Like a new one? Or
No, just one of ours. A bar magnet will hold this just the same. So you don't have to have this. I just love this new feature with this ribbon, and I love how it works with these. And it's kind of, you know, it sits in there. But the bar magnet works just fine. If you have I want to make sure I tell you this. If you have this, it works just fine. So you don't have to have that. Also, you can use it on your glass board. People were doing it. I just think, I don't know how much this guy was. I just think the way it sticks to this piece of metal. And also, I'll tell you this. Simon pointed out that if you have who makes that one? It's not Tim Holtz. Maybe it's Diana Diana Wakely. The one who makes the blue metal magnetic board. If you already have a magnetic board, it'll work on that too. This is just if you don't. Okay. Here's my glass board palm magnets. We'll try those next. Now I got this wet. It's going to stick, isn't it? Oh, I know what. No, that's not going to work. Do we need 2 of these?
No,
we don't.
I thought you'd already used it.
I did, but I didn't show them this. That's because they were saying all the extras you have to buy. Well, that'll show you. Oh, I just ripped my tape. See how firmly this sticks? Okay. Yeah, Wendy Vecchi has one. See how that sticks? This does as well. So if you have the bar magnets, you don't have to buy this. I just like this because this was tearing it so strong. Look, that is literally tearing my tape off. So I'm gonna have to, it's so strong. But you are going to need something to stick it down to. And you may have metal in your stash. That's one thing I really liked about this. I felt like the way she did this, she really kind of made it very a la carte for us because she didn't mark up this price by stacking it all in a box and making you buy the whole box, which is really cool because you can, she kind of went, use what you got. And I like that. Even in her video, she was showing you the other things you could use. I'm going to get my feet dry. If you have a magnetic plate, it will probably stick to your magnetic plate in some way. And look, these are still wet, but look, your palm magnets will do just about the same. I don't feel like the glass board is as firm of a magnet as I would want it to be. Look, it's like I left lipstick on the, look, I kissed it. All right, I'm gonna have to let that air dry. I do not know if it's gonna help. I don't even know if you need it. I just thought it would be interesting to do that. So $24.95, a great price for this. The hinge mechanism is incredible. I love this for Bible journaling. I love this for junk journaling. I love this for stamping on fabric. I love it for stamping on burlap, ribbon. If you're somebody who stamps on ribbon, if you're somebody who makes, oh, you know where this would be really cool? If you make your own sew-in labels out of twill tape and fabric ink, that would be really cool for that, to run your ribbon underneath it and just stamp, 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 and go. That would be cool. I may have to do that as a video. I need to make a note of that because that is a good idea. Because we have that stamp set, the made by stamp set would be so cute.
I think this is what Tina needs to do the stamping on her pillowcase.
Stamping on pillowcase? Yes, we were talking about that. And also like your monograms, stamping onto things with your monogram stamps. I'm going to do fabric and twill with fabric ink. The fabric ink we carry is Versa Craft. I think it is. I want to show y'all that because I think we could make some really cool little hickey floggies. Here's what I mean by that. If you put this down like it's supposed to be, I have it upside down, you could run your twill tape underneath it, almost like you do a bias tape. You know how you make the bias tape? You put that under here and stamp, slide, stamp, slide, stamp, slide. I love that. Versa Craft. Tamitha can link it. I don't know if we have any in stock. We don't get very much of that whenever we get it. The distributors don't usually carry very much. I don't think people use it very much, but she can see if we've got it. Oh yeah, stamp it on your already finished card. Yep. Okay, this is going to be tackier, but it's got to dry. Hey, Tam, we may have some in the front room in the retail store because we pulled it for open house and she might not have put it back. All right, I'll give you an update on that. I feel like if it'll dry, we'll be fine. So you'd love to know how to make labels for things that you sew. I can show you what I do, and there's videos out there already on that. So you don't have to wait on me if you want to. There's lots of videos about that. Using like iron-on product, and also you can stamp on your fabrics too, which is really cute. Okay, here's the deal, you guys. We have, oh, this is what I wanted to show y'all. Let's say you're making like a treat bag. This is what I wanted to show y'all. You're making a treat bag and you turn this over or something like that. And you wanted to stamp something on here. Won't this be great for that? Because we'll be able to, let's say, woo, all my little palms picked up. Let's say these are not going to be strong enough for where I've got it. Let's say we put this down like this. Put this down. Palm this down with the little palms. Little palms like that. See, this is kind of cool. This is a cool way to make something happen for yourself. I should have pulled this down a little bit. Like so. And then you do like this. And we don't have to worry about all this baggy part. Okay. And then you can stamp right here. Yeah, look, that's working. Do you see how they're getting sticky? My feet are getting sticky. I like that. Oh, my feet are getting sticky.
Sounds kind of gross.
It does sound gross. Isn't that cool? Oh my goodness, for making posters for school. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I don't have any Bible journaling videos. I've never gotten into that. I always have done any journaling I've done outside of school. It's never been my thing. That VersaCraft, Cynthia, that we were just talking about is the one I use for fabric. They say you can use stays on. I don't ever have the best results with the stays on, but they say that you can. Let's see. God bless you. God bless you again. Yeah, using it for your Bible journaling. And that's one way she was showing it in her video. Listen, go look at other people's videos because people use things for different things. And I think you'll like what you see. I'm on board for it. That thumbnail was not clickbait. Tamitha will tell you, we literally had a discussion where we're like, I'm not sure this is a tool I'm going to need. And then I started watching people use it and I went, I get it. I totally get it. So Tamitha will tell you the same thing. All right. Craftique starts in just a couple of minutes. If you're not familiar with the Craftique, this is our claim sale where you can get stuff really affordable. And we usually bring, how many items do we have today? Oh, we have a lot today. We have sheets of items at really, really good discounts. It is a claim sale. It is super fun. Okay. If you don't want to buy anything, you don't have to. Click the link that's in the description of the video. Okay. Come over and join us in the claim sale. See what it's like. Just be a part of it. How many? So we have 39 items, but we'll have multiples of those items. So there's 39 different things that many of you can get in on. And I would love to see you over there, but you do have to register. That's how we make sure the link is in the description. You do have to register, and that's how we make sure that we have your information. So yeah, see, Donna, there you go, Donna. There wasn't a decision. That's exactly right. She said, I called your shop when I first saw it and asked if y'all would have it and was told there wasn't a decision yet. That's exactly right. I'm glad that was an honest answer. We were not sure yet. So I love that. We're going to be honest with y'all about stuff. That's just how it is. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to end this one today. I know you just got here, but you want to end us in prayer?
I can. Yeah, sure. All right, let's pray. Hey, God, thanks for the day. Thanks for your blessings, and thanks for the privilege that we have to hang out together with our community. God, I thank you for them. They will never know what a blessing they are to us. And I just pray, God, that somehow, some way, something we do, something we say will point them toward our love to you. And we just give you honor and praise today in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Hey, head over, hang out with us for a little bit in the claim sale. It's a little more relaxed than this, if you can imagine that. And it's a lot of fun. All right. We'll see you at Craftique in just a few minutes. Till next time. Bye now.